In this video, I'm going to show you 4 Steel Mace exercises that's going to help with your shoulder mobility and also with your shoulder pain. Hey, I'm Dustin Thibodeau, also known as Coach Thibs, and I'm going to show you 4 exercises that you can do with the Steel Mace that will improve your shoulder strength and also shoulder mobility. So that way you can throw, you can move, you can sleep without having pain, and you can just live the life you want to have without being limited by your range of motion, strength, or getting injured. As we get older into our 30s and 40s, we stop playing as much. Maybe you played sports, maybe you played baseball, football, or you're about to have to start coaching your kids and you got to start throwing at practice, and you realize you get out there and you throw and you're like, oh my goodness, my shoulder's killing me. Or maybe you can throw for a day, but the next 2 days you're just in such pain and agony because you're so tight and you're just hurting so bad. These exercises here with the Steel Mace that I'm going to show you are the tools that I use, or the exercises that I use, and I show and teach people how to use the Steel Mace so that way you can keep your shoulder mobility and your shoulder ability to be able to do whatever it is you want to do. Maybe it is hiking, fishing, whatever it is, just to be able to feel good so that way you can get out there and go swing a golf club without having any pain, or maybe just improve your game overall. So the first exercise I want to show you, it's more of a mobility stretch. So you can take the Steel Mace and you're going to put it on your back. And also, if you don't have a Steel Mace, you can do this one as well. You can get a broom or mop, whatever you have. I have just a wooden dial and we can put it on your back. And so just alone, just being able to get the mace or get this rod on my back, it's having to open up my shoulders. And so you might find there's a lot of you might have some tightness in your left shoulder, right shoulder. And the first step to improve your shoulder pain and improve your strength is to focus on mobility. If you don't focus on mobility, if you're already tight and stiff and you just go start lifting weights, lifting dumbbells and doing all this, you're just gonna get tighter and your risk of injury is gonna go up, and you're gonna lose your functionality. This is all about functional. You want to have functional strength and functional mobility. So just putting this rod, this broom, whatever you have, putting it on your back. And what you can do, if you can rock your shoulders or your elbows back and forth. So just kind of stretching. I'm getting a good pec stretch across the front of my chest, but also in my shoulders, just getting some rotational, some internal and external rotation there. And this is the first stretch, just starting here. Just find something to put on your back. Just get a good stretch, just opening up and work with it. It might take some time. You might have some stiffness and tightness, but just doing this one alone will help open up your shoulders to help get it out of pain, get the range of motion. That way you can build back the full strength in your shoulders. All right, so the second exercise is a lateral raise. So just as basic, simple, old school bodybuilding workout, but it's building strength. So a lot of times when you go to PT, we're going to be working you on like internal rotation, bands, all this, rotator cuff strengthening. But at the same time, we've got to build strength. And maybe you're not that injured where you can still build strength and you want to move something. So doing lateral raises, here's something just to build strength and build stability in that joint. And this is only a 10-pound mace, but I can go slow and controlled, and it gets heavy pretty fast whenever you slow down and control. Now I got a little bit more weight here on my right side, but I'm also staying engaged in my core while I'm doing this. So again, it's nothing too crazy, it's nothing too heavy, but I'm getting a good exercise, good workout here in my lateral delt and just my shoulder to build some strength in that shoulder. You see a muscle, you see a shoulder where it kind of goes in. You want to maintain that muscle mass. Maintaining muscle mass is so important, especially as we get through our 30s into our 40s and 50s. So we still got to be doing something that's going to build strength, but nothing too ridiculous or crazy like going into the gym and doing all the cables and just nonsense that we used to do in our 20s to build muscle, because one, we don't have the time to go into a gym and do all that stuff. We don't want to waste time, and also we don't want to get injured. Nice light 10-pound weight is plenty enough to build some strength, build some muscle mass in the shoulder that's going to give the stability to this shoulder. The third exercise is another shoulder raise. Call this a supinated front shoulder raise. So my palm is up, the weight is on the inside. I got about a two-hand grip placement here, and I'm gonna come straight up in the front. So again, this is another strengthening exercise, and I'm getting the front part of my shoulder, anterior delt. And again, I wanna maintain strength, and it's not just isolating here. I'm getting strengthening in my chest and my pec, having to come up with this mace and maintaining the straight bar. All right, the fourth exercise is called a chop swing. So what it looks like here, just show you, I go back, swing. So with this one, it's more of a stretch and a flow, and you want to let the weight of the mace swing you, but at the same time, I'm staying engaged with the mace. So it feels good because I'm getting, again, mobility. When I'm coming back, I'm staying engaged here, but I'm getting a good stretch, good flexion stretch on my shoulder. So I'm getting that mobility, it's getting that extra stretch, then I'm pulling it back down. And then same here, when I'm coming back, I kind of open up my hand, open my hand, so I'm getting a good open and stretch in my shoulder, front part of my shoulder here. And again, it feels good. So to get out of pain, to get rid of stiff shoulders, you gotta be doing dynamic movement, mobility, and not always going to the gym and doing machines or doing just basic presses. And again, just basic physical therapy band stuff is not enough, and you want to progress. You know, this is good after you go through, say maybe you've had a shoulder surgery, shoulder injury, you're getting back, you had PT, and you want to get back being strong again, but yet you don't want to go back to the gym and lift the same heavy weights. You don't need to. When you know how to use a steel mace in a way that's more like prehab and recovery and all this stuff. Hopefully this was helpful. If you're looking to get back in shape and looking to do it in a more sustainable way, a way that is joint friendly, where you can improve your mobility, your fitness, your agility, your endurance, go ahead and follow the MACE method and check out the other videos I have right here.